Hi, Maximus Analysis here for December 9th, 2015. We had a very wild session today. Dow was up as much as 200 and then closed down around 80. But the thing is to kind of dissect what was actually going on within that Dow number. So again, the Dow component is only 30 stocks, and it's very easy to manipulate, and I'll show you currently. So the reason why I'm saying that is basically this is the way that the Dow looked, and it's still holding the bottom of this channel, and it seems like we just can't get out of this range. This is the YM Dow futures. Now, the only names in the Dow that were really up were actually DuPont, which was up an amazing $7-8 today. And then you had just two oil names, which were ExxonMobil, and you also had Chevron. Everything else was under 20, basically 25 cents. Everything else was red, or 25 cents was actually the only one that was up 25 cents. Beside those three were GE. Everything else was red or up 5 to 6 cents. Major loser today was Nike, but again, you could see that this is not something to short. But then you also have Goldman Sachs that gave this sell signal and is continuing to the downside. So again, when you look at the Dow name, a lot of them didn't do too well. But again, it probably could have been a little worse if they didn't throw DuPont in the air this morning. So let's just go over the overall markets. You see, we're testing pretty much last week, which the low of last week was 2040 on the ES. This is the ES chart, and you can see that they basically tapped it and got down to, I think, 2035, 2034. So again, it's the close underneath that is going to be significant for tomorrow, because again, this is going to be a sell signal. So they've tapped this area numerous times, which you could just look on a weekly chart, see that they've been tapping. It's to close below it, not just to tap it, because they could tap, pop up, tap, pop up. They closed below, got right back up, and then you've still got a false. This candle will close tomorrow, and that's when we're going to see what's going on. Okay, you had the NQ down almost 85, but again, on the weekly, it still looks fine. On the daily, you can see that there was a little bit more damage being done, being that the lows are around this 45.76 area for the week lows. Let's go and just verify that. Yeah, so the lows of last week were 45.79. So we're going to see what happens in this overnight session, because a lot of this stuff is, I mean, for the NQ to be moving about 100 points a day is more than a lot. So again, we'll look at some names that sold today. Google, and again, just because it sold off $12 doesn't mean that it's in a downtrend. They're actually holding these previous highs very well, and with a buy signal, they can go back up. Amazon, again, it's sideways and choppy, very annoying, but because of these arrows, these lower highs put in place, these higher lows put in place, they need to break at least this or this to give us some type of sell signal. Priceline is probably one of the weaker ones, being that if they give a sell signal under this 12.95, it could mean some lower prices. And you see that the volume started to wane. And this price pattern before is what's really you want to look at, not just moving averages. But they held a 200 pretty well right here, but then a flag up, low volume. If they have a break below and you put your stop above there, it looks like a better short. LinkedIn, I was actually looking for a long, but it didn't give me any technical. It gapped down and closed down. So I'm going to be very cautious regarding this name going long, but there's still, if they could get back above and hold this previous support, we could see something again. If they gap this all the way down, it's a different story. Maybe we look for a flag for way up, but we don't want to, kind of see what they're going with overnight sessions. It's just been that kind of week, right? So they've been holding this area. Again, I told you over 120. I don't want to just see one bar, 2 bars. I want to see some significant closes. Tesla, they're giving a higher low actually, so this might be something you want to be interested in, that they're giving 1, 2, 3, 4, and you could even say, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, this might be a long if they break above, and this high, as weird as it sounds. I know you guys are like, you're saying long this pattern, but this is a pattern that sometimes resolves itself with a very, very fast move to the upside. Facebook, again, we talked about it, very sideways. You could just see, don't fight the tape. You can see it's just sideways, but again, you still have to respect these lows. Okay, so just because it's been sideways, they break above this 109 area with some strength, they could continue. And then FIT gave a sell signal. Again, I would be taking probably profits very, very quickly on this because of how quickly it moved up. So we'll see how this one plays out and what the overnight session is going to give us. Netflix, again, same thing. I said from yesterday, I'm not a person that will take one bar pullback. So I want this to pull back a little bit more, maybe around to this 116, 118 area for me to get a proper retracement. And I got to see if there's any divergence on these between these highs as well that I'll do after hours. But again, very, very difficult day, and you could see from the YM, let's go to 15 minute just so you can see how wild this move was. So you can see they pretty much went all the way up and sold all the way down. But this is the thing that we want them to hold if they're going to do anything, because if you look at even this simple retracement, they could retrace up to 1780 and still be in bad shape overnight. Okay, so this is the 30-minute, and I like to use 30 and 60 minutes charts just so I don't get whipped around. But you see they launched it up and went right back down. So we want to see them try to recapture some areas quickly. This is the same thing, but with the ES, you can see that they could get all the way up to our magical, well, not magical, basically this midpoint of this swing and still be in a bearish position you can see the lines of the chop right here. So we're still in the mid below that. So this is the opening print for the year. So you can see they went right up to it. I'm glad I actually posted it. I posted it on Facebook. So we'll see again. I want to ramble. We'll see what happens overnight, because this is a big thing, because they've been moving really, really sporadically over the past couple of days. You can see on this hourly, you see down, up, down. It's just been really, really difficult. So, all right. So again, we'll take care and see what they give us tomorrow. That's my phone.